What's going on, guys? I'm Alex Powers. I have some celebrity guests here for today's table talk. Mike is MIA. Mike, if you're watching this, please come back. We miss you. These ladies would actually like to be interviewed by you. I'm just kidding. So today we're going to talk girls and fitness. I'm going to have them introduce themselves.
I'm Kayla.
I'm Gracie. And I'm Madeline.
All right, so these are these lovely females. Question number one. Kayla, if you want to go first, what got you started into working out?
Definitely playing sports. I was never much of a lifter till got into college. I would do like more bodywork stuff in high school. You can do a lot of that, a lot of running. But definitely lifting came when I was in college.
Did you notice a big difference from, I guess, the type of stuff you were doing in high school to what you were doing in college, and I guess the benefits of that transitioning into sports?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that knowing how to strengthen the specific muscles for specific sports, and I'd always just kind of work out the workout, but in college you have people who are there to help you for your sport, and you can feel like when your core gets stronger, you're getting faster, you have more stamina. When your legs are stronger, you can make faster cuts, move faster, be quicker on your feet. So I definitely felt it, and I wish I started early. I wish I would have done it in high school. But yeah, felt the correlation for sure.
Okay. Gracie, what got you started in working out, and when did you start?
I always did sports as a kid, but I think I started in high school when somebody made a comment and said that I'd be hotter with more meat on my bones. Because I was like 110 pounds. So I was like, okay, whatever, pop off. So I went to the gym and started, working out, doing some curls for the girls. And then I don't think I seriously started working out until freshman year of college, about 4 years ago, because I made friends with a bunch of powerlifters and bodybuilders at the school gym. And they kind of would work on my form and all of that. So I would say more specifically lifting and building strength and muscle was college, but high school I kind of started dabbling in it just to see what it was about and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, and then I guess how different was what you were doing in high school versus what you were doing in college? Did you feel like it was a lot more specific in college, or was it the guidance of these people, or were you doing research on your own? What were you doing?
I think I did a little bit of research on my own, but it was definitely the guidance of them that kind of helped me too. And I think I started learning more what exercises to pair with what exercises, how to train throughout the week. Because when I was in high school, I would just do random upper body, random lower body, but then I started getting more specific into okay, I'm gonna do a quad focused workout, and then I'm gonna move into a more shoulder focused workout with a little bit I would just kind of be more specific and intentional with my workouts as I got older.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. Madeline, what got you started?
Well, I didn't start seriously working out until I started training with you about 7 months ago. That was my first actual introduction into real weightlifting. Before that, I've probably been working out for probably 2 years on my own. But I feel like I used to work out for all the wrong reasons. I feel like I used to come to the gym to kind of lose weight when I didn't need to and all that stuff, just because I had a bad mindset towards working out and stuff like that. But then I realized I really wanted to grow and get stronger, and I started to be really inspired by all of these women I'd seen on social media that weren't going to the gym to shrink themselves. They were trying to take up space and to be more powerful and to set an example for younger girls, which was really inspiring to me and what made me want to start weightlifting more. So yeah.
Okay. What obviously I know you said you were just working out a little bit before. Obviously training with me, we've gone through several programs. We've obviously you've done training blocks, you've done multiple different things, I guess. Had you even done any type of research to do that? Because you said you were kind of working out for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Did you at least know kind of what it is you were doing, and you were trying to, you said, lose weight when you weren't supposed to, I guess?
Yeah.
Had you researched that and everything?
Yeah, so I I did a lot of my own research on my own. I don't know if I was it probably wasn't viable sources. They probably weren't the information I should have been listening to. But when I would come into the gym, I don't think I ever trained upper body. That was not on my radar. It was all just leg workouts, something that would I never had proper form at all. I'm I'm sure you can attest
Yeah,
to
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like I would just come in, like do some squats, what I could, do like random leg workouts. It wasn't like anything structured like it is now.
Were you going for like almost like that soreness feel, or like I guess like what were you going for?
I feel like I would almost come to the gym, like I would just do anything I could to almost tire myself out. Like it was
Okay.
almost that sort of thing. Like it was a really toxic relationship I had with the gym. Now like I never come in feeling like that. Like I love coming into the gym because it makes me feel great. Like in the end I feel stronger. I know that I can come back the next day and like try and give it my best. Like failure is almost like a pride thing now at this point. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like I know I'm working hard enough. It's not just like I'm here to tire myself out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So obviously the three of you guys have been in several different gyms all throughout your guys' lives. What are your likes and dislikes at working out in different locations? Anybody can start. And different atmospheres, I guess. Like, I guess, what have you noticed that's different? Like, what have you liked or disliked about it?
I guess it matters. Matters what kind of gym it is. Cause like I've gone to like group workout, you know, like a place that's built for like team workouts basically.
Uh-huh.
And I love those because I was part of a team for so long, still coach. That's just something that's like fits who I am.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really. There's something. The older I get, the less I feel this way. But like right out of college, I'd walk into like a huge gym, and it was like all these men who would take up like 6 machines at the same time, and like that was intimidating to me
Yeah.
because I was like, in my head, would ask for you know like
Yeah.
you need 4 squat racks for 2 people, you know like whatever. And so like that kind of environment, I don't exactly enjoy that much, but I think that's just because like I wasn't ever able to speak up for myself and be like,
Yeah.
can I, like, you done?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you can work a little faster, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I think it's all about the people and like, I don't like huge gyms, the environment of them, other than for what they can bring. You know, like if they have a pool or something, that's cool. But if I'm working out, I like a smaller environment where
Okay.
people like know each other.
Yeah, more personable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. I'm the polar opposite. I don't like, I mean, I don't say I don't like gyms because I like working out here too, but I know everybody and I'm a catch, so I can talk to everybody. Anyway, I currently work out at LA Fitness, and I'm not intimidated by anybody because I will stare at a man if he's checking me out, no problem. You're uncomfortable, I'm uncomfortable, let's separate. But I will say, I don't like when like the staff, I feel like is hovering over me because I used to work out at the Y, and like I would go and I have to like, okay, high school Gracie, like 110 pounds. I'm like struggling to throw these 45s off of the bar because these big beefy men can only save enough energy for their set. So I'm struggling, so then I started doing it and I was like, I'm gonna leave my 10 pounders on there. F off. And then the staff would follow me and be like, go unrack your weights. So like that environment, no. Any other environment, I'm fine. So. But I'm also a feisty one, so I'm not really intimidated by anybody, so.
Well, I've worked out at like 3 commercial gyms. I've gone to LA Fitness, Lifetime, and recently I tried out a Crunch for the first time when I went to Florida. The first gym I ever went to was LA Fitness, and I actually hated LA Fitness. I worked out the one at Polaris, and it was just like, I don't know, maybe I just didn't know what I was doing, so I found it really awkward to be there. And I also, like, I never got to know anyone there, so it was just like I was always there by myself. Lifetime was fun. It was the first time I ever had a trainer. I trained with Steve for a little bit. But even that environment I didn't enjoy that much. It was just like too big, and I never used any of the facilities, even though like the pool was sick, but I never used it. This is my favorite place I've ever gone to by far. Like, everyone here is so nice. Like, I feel like I genuinely like have a family here. Like, it's so comfortable to come in here. Like, I feel like I can talk to anyone in here, which is, it's just so nice. And like, of course, all the equipment here is so nice. I especially realized that when I went to Crunch.
When you're a little limited.
Yeah, when I was on vacation, it was like, the bars were horrible. Like, you couldn't deadlift anything. It just like slipped out of your hands because it was like, I mean, the bars were like thicker than my hands. I couldn't hold on to anything. And And then it also made me realize, like, when you go to a different gym, like here, I feel like there's so many women that are like into weightlifting, and there is that environment where it's like, it's pretty balanced. Like there's women and men in here that are out like in here trying to weightlift and do all these things. It's not just like the guys are in the weight section, the girls are in the cardio section, which I definitely realized when I was in Florida. I was like, I'm the only girl in the weight section, and it's just like people are staring at me, which is fine, like happens, but it's just, it's so amazing here. Like I'll miss this when I go to college for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
you hear that? Best gym ever. Okay, this is like a two-parter, and it's kind of like an either or. You guys can do whichever you like, or both. Pet peeves and funniest story in a gym, whether it was you or somebody else. Anything that like you know about, just to like, especially like coming from a female perspective. Anyway, yeah.
Ooh.
That's gonna be good.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go
All
ahead.
right. Pet peeve. Number one, if I am hip thrusting more than your body weight, don't stare at me. I will literally stare right back at you and make the ugliest face. Because if I'm uncomfortable, you're gonna be uncomfortable. Number two, if I'm doing anything, don't come up to me asking, do you need a spot? Do you need help? Are you using this? Yes, I'm using it! Number three, this one takes the cake. If I am in the middle of a set and you come up to me and you go, what's that workout for? And then I just am kind and I say, oh, it's for this, whatever. Do not follow it up with, can I get your number? No. Oh, I'll see you around. Well, now I'm switching gyms. Funniest story I have. Oh, probably. Oh, I got a good one. So one time I was at the gym, hip thrusting, you know, getting the booty, and then this like 15-year-old boy comes up, literally like legs shaking at me, and goes, "Is this her?" He's on FaceTime with his friend who just left the gym, and I'm like, "Huh? What?" And so he comes up and he goes, "My friend wants your number." And I said two things. First of all, I'm not trying to catch a case. Second of all, if your friend is too afraid to come up to me while I'm hip thrusting and you're bold enough to, there's a problem. So, what did I do? I said, "No, I have a boyfriend, I'm sorry." And he said, "Oh, like, but he's not here." And I said, "No, he's in jail for aggravated assault." And he walked away. I was never bothered after that, so. Usually the threat with bodily harm like scares them away. So if a person is
You
like,
should have said you just got out of jail.
literally, if you're approaching me,
Yeah, like, this isn't about my boyfriend.
like I will
It's about me.
stab you.
Oh.
Usually the threat with like aggravated assault, like they're like,
You're
oh,
like, does a record
okay.
matter to you?
I can't leave the country. I actually have a felony
The
charge. So that's probably my funniest story because there was a bunch of grown men watching this encounter happen and they all just went like,
That's hilarious.
and I really did not, I kept hip thrusting. I didn't stop my hip thrust. If you're gonna come up to me in the middle of my set, I'm just gonna keep going. We're gonna have a really uncomfortable conversation. Try me.
That's hilarious.
Thank you.
All right. Somebody else got one?
Yeah, so I guess pet peeves, not said as passionately, our friend here, unfortunately, is there's like certain things that I do know a lot about, that I've put work in to know a lot about, that I've done a lot myself, like speed, that sort of thing, strength training in general I coach lacrosse. And something that always drives me crazy is when somebody who's never played the sport or any sport will be like, well, what if, or like, I think you should do it like this, or like, I read maybe, I'm like, wait a minute. Like, this is something I've done since I was 12. I've coached for 10 years, you know, like,
Yeah.
most of the time I'm like, okay, like, cool, yeah, maybe, probably not, but sure, someday. Just blow it off. But there's been so many instances in my life where typically older men will come up to me and like, well, I played football, and I'm like, whoa. What does football have to do with women's lacrosse? Football, you move for what, 10 seconds maximum, and then you stop.
Yeah.
Women's lacrosse, we run up to 3 to 5 miles a game. Like, different things, right? And I love football, but like, totally different. You
Completely
train
different
differently, you
sport.
have to be built different. Like, women's lacrosse, you're typically a woman. But like, even women in men's lacrosse are different. You know, like, those are different sports, they have different rules.
Yeah.
Men is
Yeah.
power, women is finesse, like,
Yeah.
that's just what it is. It drives me crazy, if you can't tell. My funniest story isn't even, well, I do have one about me, but I'm gonna share one about my grandmother. She was a badass. She worked out until she was 90, but she was probably like in her early 80s, and she was at the gym, and she's like, every machine I would go to, this man would go to it right after and like put up the weight. So I started, before I'd get off the machine, I'd put the weight to the very bottom so it'd be as heavy as it possibly could be. And I'd see the man get onto the machine and try to move it, and he couldn't. And just watching his face of like, oh my God, how is she doing this? And like, she's 82 at this, like, what a badass. But it's like, listening to her tell that story was always the best, because she's like, yeah, he got what she deserved, like. But she was also like, the kind of woman who, had she been born 50 years later, would have like ruled the world. She was the only woman on the men's tennis team at college because they didn't have female sports yet. And like, her husband taught her to golf. She ended up winning like all these awards. I mean, like, she was phenomenal. But like, me being an athlete was so fueled by her, and like hearing her do things like that, I was like, yes, like, you know what, you're right, Grandma. Like,
I can do this.
Right, and so, yeah, that's probably my favorite sticking to the man jam story.
Grandma Dora, that lady was amazing.
I feel like one of my biggest pet peeves is actually something that I hear from my friends a lot, which is like, and I kind of saw it when I went to Crunch, was like, I saw this, like, just, dude must have been like 7'2", like a giant, and was in the squat rack and like had probably 5 plates on each side and literally is squatting like 2 inches. And then like, I know my friend, like I know a couple of my friends that weightlift that are guys on like sports teams that'll be like, I'll tell them that story and they'll be like, oh, it's for the fast twitch muscles. I'm like, that's bullshit, that's not happening. and like, so that is one of my biggest pet peeves. I feel like that, and also maybe people like also trying to tell me something that like I know the information about as well. Like I know, like at least my parents, even though I know they didn't do their research on anything, but it's like I know quite a bit about nutrition, and I know I've done proper research on that. And so when it's like my parents being like, I'm not eating a carb that's retarded, I'm not doing that. I'm like, okay, well, it's actually valuable, but whatever, you do you.
Wait, can I talk about that too? Okay, LA Fitness is full of those, and I literally, I like press reducing out, like, and I was doing probably like 315, like feeling myself, and this kid, probably like leg cut in half of mine, had 6 plates on each side, and guys, I kid you not, I have to demonstrate this. He was like this on the ground, going like this.
Yeah.
And I literally was like this. His knee's gonna shoot that way. And I was like,
Yeah.
but I hope he's okay. I don't say anything. I hope he's okay.
We'll see if he survived.
Probably not.
Alright guys, that is the end of this table talk. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those stories and the female outlook on working out.
Subscribe.
Like, subscribe, turn on the post notification.